I love goals. I'm all about goals. I would say set a goal not only for what you will achieve when you check it off, but also who you will become in the process.
When you set goals that have growth in mind, you grow toward those goals. And then when you get the goal, you go, okay, what's next? And then you grow towards that. And then what's next? And then you grow towards that. And then you look back and go, whoa, look at how far I've climbed. Or look at how far I've fallen.
Next Level Nation, welcome back to another episode of Next Level University, where we help you level up your life, your love, your health, and your wealth. We hope you enjoyed yesterday's episode number 1714. We only know one version of other people. Today, for episode number 1715, goals versus growth. One of the reasons I wanted to do this episode is because it took me 8 days from when we crossed the million listen, $1 million mark to when I actually put up a post on social media. And the reason is, I'm not saying I wasn't super excited. I was genuinely super excited. And I'm eternally grateful and all that, for sure. But I care more now about what we had to become in order to get there than the actual celebration of the thing. In the beginning, that wasn't what I was thinking. I was thinking of, that's an important mark to cross. But it's different now. It's different. I don't know exactly where I want to go, because obviously goals are super important. And obviously goals are going to guide us and keep us on the guardrails, and we're going to celebrate when we get there, for sure. But a goal that doesn't force growth, I would argue, is not as good of a goal as one that does.
Well said.
I would even argue, okay, this is good. Alan and I both used to do bodybuilding. I did bodybuilding, he did men's physique. Same thing. Step on stage, strut your stuff, work really hard. There's always people on stage that their goal was to get enough confidence to get on stage. I think that is a wonderfully constructive goal, because the type of person that you must become to overcome your insecurities and work on yourself and get on stage in what is potentially a man thong if you're doing bodybuilding, the level of growth that requires is wild.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet, and this is going to be a bold statement, I'm willing to bet someone who was overweight, that wanted to work so hard and so diligently to get on stage, probably grew more than I did, even though I won the trophy.
Yep.
Would you agree with that?
Well said. Yeah, definitely.
That's where I want to go.
I remember I used to say this to you all the time back in the way back in the hyperconscious days. I used to say the goal isn't to get the goal. And you always thought that was really dumb.
I did think you were dumb for that. Yeah.
But you don't set goals to get the goal. You're like, I do that all the time. What are you talking about?
That's that story of my life.
Yeah. You're like, I wanted to win.
I think you can do both.
Yeah, agreed.
Right?
Agreed.
I was only doing one.
But there's syntax. There's the order matters. So for me, we both did fitness shows. Your goal was to win the show. 100%. And I explained this to you years later because we made fun of me playfully. I thought I'd win the first show, got stomped, thought I'd lose the second show, won the overall and by a pretty significant margin. And then the third show, thought I'd win again and got stomped.
Yes.
So we kind of playfully joke about that. And I remember I told you my goal wasn't to win the show. My goal was to win the show and minimize the amount of muscle I lost.
Yeah.
I was optimizing wrong. If I was optimizing only to win the show, I probably would have won the other shows. I was trying to win the show and be not a fraction leaner than I needed to be to get the trophy. And one of the reasons why I got stomped is because I looked at the year before and the competition wasn't that great. And my year, what in the
Yeah, there were a
hell,
lot of very
there was a lot of abs
jacked
going on.
individuals.
Yeah, there was a lot of abs. There was more abs on stage when I did it than the year before. So I just had poor data, so I was kind of naive. But my point of that is the syntax matters. Are you doing it to grow first, or are you doing it for the goal first? And I wrote a blog called Quantum Goal Setting. And I'm going to go briefly with this. But these are the different types of goals that I help my clients set.
Let me strap in here for a dramatic reading of the day.
I'm not going to read. I'm just going to read the different types of goals.
Oh, okay. Still
I'm not going to read.
Hey, I hate to be the guy, but that's still technically reading. You know what I mean?
That's fair. It's a fair assessment. Okay, the first type of goals is results goals, which is what Kevin's talking about.
Hey, I want you to know, I've really enjoyed the episodes we've been doing lately, and I love you.
You too, brother.
Yeah, I'm having a really good time.
It's been good stuff.
Yeah, I'm having a really good
I am
time.
cooked, and you are too. And I think that's why we're enjoying this a lot.
No.
Because
I feel like, I don't know. As you know, if you've been listening recently, we're trying to be more ourselves, and I think we're always finding ourselves and figuring out what's most aligned. And this feels like hyper-conscious podcast to me.
Yeah, it's been a good time.
But actually with lessons.
In the last episode, brother,
yeah,
you asked me, does that make any sense? I didn't hear a word you said.
Yeah, no, I could tell when you were like, answered. Thank you.
I should have just owned it. What I was trying to do is think if I did hear anything, and I searched.
Nothing came
Nothing.
through.
I didn't hear a word of it.
Look,
you know why? I was trying to figure out what I was going to say. And in podcasting, just to bring everyone behind the scenes, how do I listen to Kev and try to articulate the value I'll add as well, but not forget what he's talking about? And when you have done, this week is very much a stretch for me. I'm grateful for it because I wanted to see if I could do this 30 episodes in a single week. But I'll tell you what, it's definitely, my brain is having a little hard time more than usual. And I didn't get the best sleep yesterday. But anyways, I thought that was hilarious on the last episode. The one time you ask, did that land? Did that make any sense? I have no idea.
That's all right.
For me, no.
It's all good.
Not at all, but it might have. I just didn't listen.
It's
my bad. All right.
Growth goals.
No. No. The first one is results goals.
That's what I said.
Okay. Results goals. Results goals are the outcomes you want to achieve. Boom. Simple. You're right. I was going to read it. Okay. I know. Number 2 is character goals. Character goals are about the person you want to become. Mm-hmm. Number 3, inner circle goals. Inner circle goals are about the people with whom you surround yourself. So some people have a goal to be with a certain type of person.
Definitely.
I gotta stop saying that. I had a past friend of mine who always set a goal to be with a certain type of intimate partner, and that was super motivating for him. So, anyways, inner circle goals. Here we go. Number 4, my favorite, mastery goals. I have a mastery goal to be more effective at communication, which I'm struggling with right now. Mastery goals are about the skills you developed and the crafts you choose to master, like oratory, effective communication. Number 5, process goals. Hold on. Mm-hmm. I think of process goals as the runway and the vehicle. For example, when my results goal was to lose 10 pounds in 10 weeks, the process goal was to exercise for 30 minutes per day. The vehicle was exercise. Okay. Almost done. 6, contribution goals.
That's how you know. The only time you hear people say it's almost done is when it's like a procedure. You know what I mean? Like no, we're going to pull the needle out there in a sec. Almost done. Like, oh, thank goodness, this is almost over.
Well, I know it's a lot. Contribution goals are about the value you intend to provide to achieve the results you want. So the episode per day would be the process. The impact that the episodes hopefully are having would be the contribution goal. And then last but not least, mentor goals.
Nice.
Mentor goals are about the mentors and coaches you intend to bring on to help you achieve your goals. So Growth goals isn't in there. But the truth of the matter is, when you said,
Did you know that when you started?
no,
Oh,
no, I didn't.
you wrote that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is my first blog, brother. That was
Okay.
17 blogs ago.
Okay.
That was at least 17 months ago.
I just think it's funny.
Of course. It is actually pretty funny. It's also devastating news. I do think that the results goal, the other 6 that I mentioned, are all kind of growth.
Yeah,
Who you surround yourself with, who your intimate partner is, character goals. I think character goals and growth goals are probably similar. Meaning, who's the type of person you want to become? What you create creates you. That's Anthony Trucks. He talked about that in a speech that we went to in Arizona. And I'll never forget that because that was fire. We created this podcast, brother, but look at what it created out of us. We've become such better men, better, in your case, husband, better intimate partner, in my case, better oratory, better communication, better coaches, better in pretty much everything except for fitness.
Definitely not better in fitness. Different in fitness. How do you, and this is a rhetorical question, so I'm going to need you to lock it up. Because I know if you answer, you'll go, and this will be it. We'll be here all night. They'll have to turn the lights off on us. It's hard to measure growth. It's hard to. That's the thing, is how do you measure the actual growth? I don't know. I know how many listens and how many dollars we've made. Awesome. Those are two really cool measurements that people happen to care about a lot. Awesome. Love that. I'm way more than a million listens of a human now. Oh, for sure. I think that's why it was so hard for me, is because I never set the goal to make $1 million in the business or get 1 million listens. I never wrote that down anywhere, I don't think. Actually, no, I did.
No, you did. You had a vision board.
It's on my backdrop. Yeah, it's on my backdrop.
You had a vision board way back.
But that
said
was
$2
so
million.
long ago.
$2 million.
No, I literally have my backdrop on my laptop is $1 million and 1 million listens. So I did write that down. You want to talk about manifesting it? We did it.
And you didn't mention that in the post.
I didn't mention that in the
Shout
post.
out to vision boards, huh?
Shout out to vision boards.
You did it. Way to go, brother.
Yeah, but it wasn't just that. Come on.
Yeah.
I think it helped keep me on track. But here's the truth.
I think it was just a vision board.
I think so as well. I put
write it down, it'll happen.
A mansion on the beach, and it's coming. This is the thing, though. That never would have happened if we didn't have much bigger goals.
Yeah.
That's what I said to somebody the other day. I said, I understand that's worth celebrating, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that. But the reason I'm not celebrating it a ton is because it wasn't about that, and that's what changed. Because what happens when your goal is to win the gold medal and then you win the gold medal? Then what? Then what do? You don't have any inspiration. You don't have any motivation. You don't feel like you have direction. You don't feel like you have purpose. But what if it was, I don't know, to be the most impactful Olympian ever of all time?
Nice.
Your life is already completely different based on that
one goal.
Yep. One goal. So again, I love goals. I'm all about goals. I would say set a goal not only for what you will achieve when you check it off, but also who you will become in the process. And when you accomplish that goal, don't be surprised if you're able to set a much bigger goal next time because of what you were forced to become in order to accomplish the first one. That's the beautiful thing. The beautiful thing is, it's not just you got the goal, these are the 5 things that you became in the process. You became more consistent. You became more disciplined. You increased your self-worth. You increased your self-belief. You increased your ability to be punctual. You increased your opportunity or your skill set in organization, communication, vulnerability, courage. Those are all amazing attributes to have that you never would have had if it wasn't for the goal, but now you can reinvest those into something else.
NLU listener, what is happening? I just wanted to jump in here and let you know, if you want to get to the next level faster, we have a free virtual monthly meetup at the first Thursday of every month, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can connect with like-minded people and become a bigger part of this amazing global community. The link to register will be in the show notes. I had a podcaster earlier today, shout out to James. He asked me a question that I thought was really cool. He said, Next Level University, can someone like me who's in college go to Next Level University and learn hard skills like coding or... And he said, is that what it's about, or is it more soft skills? And it was that kind of question. And I butchered that, but it was something along those lines. And I essentially said to him, this is, I'm realizing that this is going to be a whole thing. I'll be quick. I'll try my best. I showed him a pyramid.
Of course. Wait, this was on a podcast?
I didn't pull up share screen. I just did it with my hands.
Oh, okay.
I am cooked, man. This is good. This is a good version of me for sure. I got nothing left. The bottom of the pyramid, I used computer engineering as an analogy because he knows a lot of computer engineers, whatever. So in computer engineering, you have the hardware, which is the actual physical computer. Then you have the operating system, which is Mac or so iOS or Windows. So I said I'm using Windows 10 right now. At the time, it was Windows 11. And then above that, you have the program. So for example, we're recording on StreamYard right now. StreamYard is a program that is being run on an operating system, in my case, Windows 10. And the hardware is the actual ZenBook that I'm using right now. And the camera and the mic. Okay. I said at NLU, we don't fix the hardware or the software. We do the operating system. We work on beliefs. We work on identity. We work on what I call meta skills or meta habits. I said the best meta habit is habit tracking. It's the one habit that keeps you on your habits. And so we work on your character. You don't go to NLU to learn Python, which is a coding language. You go to NLU to learn how to be consistent, to learn about your identity, to learn about your belief systems, to learn about what makes you tick, to learn about what your exiles and insecurities are, to learn self-awareness, to learn self-worth and self-belief and self-acceptance, to learn success, consistency, self-discipline, all these different things. NLU isn't about teaching you Python or a computer language. It's about teaching you about yourself. It's about teaching you these fundamental skills that ripple into everything. Courage, humility, vulnerability. These are skills that you need in everything. And I thought that was a really cool way to think of NLU because he was asking, can I come to NLU for... No, definitely not. I'm gonna set him up together with you, Kev.
Yeah, I'll throw something together for you.
Teach him some SQL database and some Python.
Yeah, 100%.
Send him over.
Python, Boa, Rattlesnake, I got all of that shit over here. Whatever you want to learn, I got you.
Yeah.
We'll be building bridges in no time. Whatever.
No, and they called those soft skills. I think I disagree with that. I don't think they're soft at all. I think they're foundational. I think it's foundational character skills that NLU focuses on.
Our tagline, this is why you and I were joking, but this is why I feel the most aligned I've ever felt with what we're doing right now. And here's why. Our tagline should be, we help you learn about yourself by us talking about what we're learning about ourselves. Because that's really all we're doing. And that's always been the goal that has facilitated the growth that we have, is that I always want the audience and the NLU family to grow with us through what we're growing through. Which means we also have to develop skills that we wouldn't have to if we weren't sharing what is happening in our real life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of my favorite things in the world. And I think that's something that also has taken a lot of growth. Definitely. That's the honest truth. People have said, well, you're so vulnerable and you're so open and authentic. I have to be. I want to be. That's my goal. My goal is to grow to the place where I can just be me on these microphones. That's the goal. And it's hard. That's super challenging. But if I didn't have that goal, I wouldn't have grown to the level I have. And I think that's the hardest part, is measuring your actual growth. I think that's really, really challenging.
You do that every time you look back at old photos.
That's one of the reasons.
Old content and old
That's one of the reasons.
I talk often about the Real Life Superheroes, very first YouTube video I ever did. You want to see growth. You go back and watch old content. And hopefully everyone out there has some videos or some pictures from their past. I know some people's Facebooks. I was with Amy earlier. She's like, I don't have a lot of photos because my Facebook went down and I had to switch accounts or whatever. But go find old photos. Go find old videos, old audios. Emilia and I, we had gratitude audios we used to send each other when we first started dating, and we would go through those. For our 2nd year anniversary, she made me a whole slideshow of all of our memories. It was unbelievable. Yeah, it was really good.
I remember we'd be in the car and you'd be like, hold on, I gotta listen to this gratitude from Emilia. It's like 15 minutes and 17 seconds long.
Yeah, man.
I gotta put my AirPods in, man. I'll be with you in a short bit. It's like, all right, man, we're gonna be in another state by the time you finish that.
You know it. And there's a couple things in that. Number one, it's nostalgic and wonderful to look back. Number two, you can see the growth or the lack thereof. I was looking at old photos earlier, and there's tons of growth, like we've talked about, in every regard except for fitness. Fitness is hard for me. I looked at one of the photo shoots that you said I came in.
Sloppy?
You were sloppy. Yeah. There you go. That's a kind way to put it. You thought I came in sloppy, and I'm like, dude.
At the time, it was sloppy. That's the hard part.
You now wouldn't say that. I'll tell you something.
I would if you looked the way you used to.
That's
for 100%. I hold steady on that. Just like Alan and I, we were doing a photo shoot, and we were in Florida dieting for it. And I remember when we did the shoot, I remember looking at the pictures and I was like, that is not good. Yeah, no, I wasn't ready for that. If I looked back now, I'm definitely in better shape than I am today, but it still was sloppy for the time. That's all I'm saying. So the same standard I hold Alan to, I hold myself to, I promise. I'm not being mean.
When you go back and you review the past, I think that's when you see growth or lack thereof. And the lack thereof hurts, but I'll tell you what, I'm motivated. I'm doing leg day tonight after looking at some of those photos. So it's game time. And there's always going to be, I was talking to Aim about that earlier in our coaching session. There's so much value looking back at the past. I'm convinced of that. Not if you're just going to dwell on it. And there's definitely trauma work that needs to be had with certain memories, of course. But I think rewatching the movie of your own life, I'll keep saying that. I might as well say that on repeat. You got to rewatch the movie of your own life. That's got to be one of my favorite things in the world. You're just going to learn stuff you didn't realize. Oh, interesting. I was always that way. And I never realized it. Oh, that's right. You're going to notice so much stuff. So go back through your Facebook, go back through your Instagram. It's really cool perspective, just like watching an old movie that you saw when you were a kid. Same deal.
Well, okay, this is the last thing, and then we'll get out of here. Next time you set goals, set growth goals with it of I want to feel this way. I want to act this way. I want to show up this way. If you're going to say I want to lose 10 pounds in 10 weeks, cool, good goal. But at the end of the 10 weeks, what else can we do in terms of growth? I feel like that would be a really good study for all of us.
Yeah, if you can authentically... Go ahead.
I just said, do you dig it? That was it.
I do dig it. If you can look back 5 years ago and say, I'm smarter now, I'm stronger now, I'm more capable now, I'm more self-aware now, I'm more...
Chungus now.
I'm more kind now, I'm more compassionate now, I'm more empathetic now, I'm more virtuous now. I mean, that's what it's all about, progress. And then you ask yourself, well, why? Why does it matter to be better? Because when you get better, everything in your life grows with you.
Yeah.
And we talked about if I took this version of Kev and I put him in his 18-year-old circumstances, everything would be misaligned. Every person, place, thing, and idea would be... It would be fun for a week, for sure. Maybe 2 weeks for you. I'm kidding.
What does that mean about me?
I knew you were going to do that. Maybe 2 years for you. No, I'm kidding. Because you like to go astray every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a blast for a week. And then
I'm going astray right now, if you're listening to this. Oh, no. No, we're back. I'm back from Scotland at this point.
How was it?
I drank a lot of whiskey.
How do you know?
Because I'm gonna.
Nice. if we took brought me back to my 18-year-old self, most everything would be misaligned. And so when you set goals that have growth in mind, you grow toward those goals. And then when you get the goal, you go, okay, what's next? And then you grow towards that. And then what's next? And then you grow towards that. And then you look back and go, whoa, look at how far I've climbed. Or look at how far I've fallen.
That is an unfortunate truth. All right, we're going to get out of here. Grateful for everyone for sticking with us through our tired times. If you have not yet joined Next Level Nation and you're looking for a group of amazing humans to help you grow, whether it's a positive post, whether it's somebody commenting on something that resonates with you, we'll have the link in the show notes below. If you would please leave us a review /subscribe to make sure you never miss an episode of NLU, that would mean the world to us, whether that's you on YouTube or you on the podcast platform of choice. We would appreciate that very much. We do not have tomorrow's episode chosen because we just wanted to make sure we got these out and we made sure we did not miss because we will not miss. Quick shout out to you, Alan, myself, a little self-love, the team, everyone. We have recorded an episode every single day for over 1,000 episodes. So
Nice.
Shout out to everyone who helps us make that possible, because for the two humans you see in front of you, there are many people behind the scenes that you do not see that make this possible for us.
Definitely. That's so important to acknowledge.
100%.
No unsung heroes at NLU. So
100%. All right. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful for each and every one of you. And at NLU, we do not have fans. We have family. We will talk to you all tomorrow.
keep growing toward your dreams. Next Level Nation.